Hi everyone, it is mid to late October 2023 and I'm just doing a quick catch-up video today just to show you what I've been doing with the boat, and a lot of it is explained by this. I know you won't be able to see very clearly on video. Just essentially a list of jobs, and it goes on and on and on. In fact, it's getting longer and longer and longer, and then a list next to it of a shopping list. So that's what I've been doing, and I'll just do a quick walkthrough and I'll show you some of the main things that I've been doing for the last two months now. And also from my written blog, you'll know that about 2 months ago we took the boat to the water for the first time, put it in the water. It didn't sink, it did float, but it leaked. And I tried to do a trip which kind of worked and kind of failed, in that I ended up rowing the boat all the way up the Tamar river from Carbeal Mill to Calstock, and I kind of got stuck there, a bit pinned down because of I won't say strong but brisk southerly wind and heavy rain. So I had 4 very difficult nights on board, and I had, I say, a nasty accident, but you know, a significant accident, and I ended up in the water at one point. So that's not a good look. So we got the boat back with the help of my friend Steve Park of Iv'e fame, and for I think 3 days just cleaning the boat up. It was just a mess. But I spent 2 months now, nearly 2.5 months now, working on the list of jobs which you saw on the door. And I've come to the end of kind of one chunk of jobs, so I thought I'd just quickly show you what I've been doing and how I've corrected some of the problems that I came across. It's essentially the first group from a snagging list. It's what you would call a snagging list, or if you did a survey, defects and omissions list. So yeah, let's go have a look around. Some of the problems which I've already worked on and fixed, seen in previous videos. For example, making a rowing seat in the centre to put myself in a much better position to be able to row more powerfully. Then after that, we went out and bought a motor for the boat. So we'll show you this eventually, because I haven't run it yet. But the boat now has an outboard bracket and an outboard motor. That's a 4 horsepower long shaft engine at the back, which is quite heavy, but I think it should be powerful enough, and that should be in the get out of jail card that would have got me out of the big problem I had. The second real problem I felt valid was not falling off the boat when I'm messing around with lines on the foredeck on a wet, slippery, slick foredeck, and trying to get onto a wall which was greasy and muddy. It had everything of a comic disaster movie. So one of the things I've done at the front here is this section of bow I've repainted in non-slip, so it is possible to stand here now and get some grip from it as well. So yeah, that's hopefully a big change. I've done a similar thing just inside the cockpit in the cuddy. The big thing I've been working on is this system at the bow, which is it is not too visible from here, but basically this is a new line, and this is a puller line to pull the anchor on it, the anchor warp via a mailon up to near the tip of the bowsprit, and this is to allow me to deploy an anchor from the cockpit, which I've always been able to do, but then I've had to clamber out and bring the line round to bring it to the bow. I'm a huge favour of carrying anchors further back and to get the weight in the right place, and not, for example, have them in a bow well, but being able to put them in the water from the cockpit and to retrieve them to the cockpit. So this, which is a running line, and I'll just take it off and show you, is to have the anchor warp in such a way that I can put it straight over the side and pull it back to the side, and that puts me in a much better position for manual handling, or getting the anchor up again. So to show you that, so one nice big climber's manual, my ankle warp line, which is, I think he uses 10 or 11mm static arborist rope, which is actually nylon cone mantle, incredibly strong. And then the anchor puller line is this 8mm polyester line. This has a breaking strain of 1,000 kilos, so if there was ever a problem in this system and this broke, I've got a major problem going on if it breaks to 1,000 kilos, because that's going to break the boat or something first. Anyway, this gets pulled up to the bow by the puller line, and equally the warp can just go aft and be retrieved at the mid deck. Lastly, for today, I want to show you a couple of changes I've been making up in the bow or the cuddy of the boat. As you know, the cuddy is not the original design. This was an idea of mine halfway through the build. It has been actually incredibly useful, because during the trip, which was a very, very wet trip, this was the only dry space in the boat. And what I've done is I've slightly modified it so that I can put one of my cockpit boards up in here against the compression post, so I can sit in the middle of the boat as well, which is actually higher. So I'll just move to that position and move the camera slightly as well, and I can talk in slightly greater comfort as well. Camera slightly as well, and I can talk in slightly greater comfort as well. There we are, and that's with my back nicely supported in the middle of the boat, feet facing aft. And it's actually a really comfortable position. It's actually better than the sides of the cockpit at the moment, until I get them padded out with a couple of storage bags. So this is a great place, and this is one of the things that helped me, I won't say stay alive, but at least kept me in good condition during my failed trip. But there is a problem here, and the problem is that the boat is kind of low in the middle. That is the fore sole, or the sole in the bow of the boat, slopes down to the centre, and the cockpit slopes down to the centre as well. I suspect that's a design feature from the designer, John Welsford, to make any water dump into the middle of the boat rather than getting into the ends and then getting a free surface effect. But what it means is that when I tried to sleep in here, I was trying to sleep with my feet up in the bow, and what I end up with is a strongly head down position here, and I found it way too uncomfortable to sleep. I just couldn't cope with that amount of gastric reflux. It's just really uncomfortable. So what I've done recently is I've been building a platform, which I'll show you in a moment, but it's to go in this position where, kind of next to where I'm sitting, but where it would allow me to sleep with my head aft, or head in the centre of the boat, but with my head slightly above my feet, slightly above my heels. So that would mean that I'm sleeping in a neutral to slightly raised position. That's should be far more comfortable for me. So we'll just zip into the workshop and I'll show you that. So that's the last thing that I can show you really in this video, and then what we move on to is the work organisation next is get the boat out, get the rig back up. I won't do it today because it's really heavy showers today, and then we're going to start to put all the rig together with all the small bits and pieces, some of which you've seen, like the furler, some of which hasn't gone on yet. There's a main sheet horse, for example, the main sheet to put on, sheets to put on, furler lines, all sorts. It's all the running stuff that has got to be sorted out here before we go to sea again. So I'm going to end it here. I can say very quick video, just shows you what's going on, shows that there is actually work going on the boat, and I haven't given up on it completely, don't worry. Although I spent a lot of time in this last 2 months also working on the garden. I think I've done 6 weeks solid gardening work as well, so I'm knackered. But yes, the project is going forward. It's going forward slowly, but it's at the stage where everything takes a detail, or everything takes several details, and to work a single detail out, I have to go and do the drawing, then buy the parts, then think about them, then fit them, and then move them all around again. And so it's a bit of a, I wouldn't say frustrating time, it's a slow time with the boats, but what I'm aiming to do is I'm trying to go towards completion to one standard of sailing, that's as a sloop, where it can be sailed, hand reefed and steered, as we used to say in sailing. It can be motored, it can be rowed, and really importantly it can be lived aboard dry and in some degree of comfort, which it wasn't, certainly wasn't during the trip. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and catch you up with you again in about a month's time with some of the sailing completion work done, and then be able to show you around the boat. And I think then it'll probably be late January, early February. If we get some nice weather, which we're not getting at the moment, then we'll go out on the water and do a SAT, or Sea Acceptance Trial. Posh way of saying sea trials. See ya.